You know what it is.
Hello from 2K Sports. We're honoring diversity and culture tonight with the NBA celebration of Noche Latina. This is Brian Anderson with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. Allie LaForce, our reporter.
It was, frankly, embarrassing. I was shocked by their disorganization, and I think they were too.
Well, frankly, they should be shocked. I mean, that kind of effort simply won't cut it in today's NBA. Let's see if they take any lessons from it.
Let me just find this shit from my YouTube channel. Where is it? Where is it, man? Can't believe I can't find that shit. Yeah, I really can't find it. Could be in Photoshop. Okay, I found that file. There we go. Alright, kid.
This Mavericks team, Grant, they are loaded up on shooters who can hurt you from outside.
And that's the way they should be built. Force teams to spread out and give Luka space. And when the Mavs get hot from outside, they are dangerous.
First personal foul. First
And tonight's
team
matchup
foul.
has playoff implications on the
Now
line,
at the line.
with these teams jousting for
Kyle
position.
Lowry.
That means tonight, Brian, is about high intensity. It's about execution. Seeding can make all the difference in a deep playoff run. Both of these teams very much aware of that. Boy, that's not the result I would have predicted. Usually you can take those to the bank when he's at the line.
Luka
Just taking it
Doncic.
right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Offensive board. Lowry. Tries again. And Butler with the lay-in.
Well, the pick and roll game of Jimmy Butler gets better every year. He has a better and better understanding of what to take advantage of. Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
From Bam.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And so here is Miami. To the paint. Here's Martin. And that comes off the assist by Lowry.
Well, this guy is a champion. Kyle Lowry understands how to move the basketball.
Irving, that's good.
And defensively, you have to make him work harder than this, or it's going to be a long night.
What fascinates me about Kyrie Irving, clearly he is one of the most skilled guards to ever play. Ask his counterparts, other NBA players, who their favorite basketball player is, who the most complete player is. The answer will be Kyrie Irving.
5-second inbound violation.
That'll be a 5-second call. Pass to Adebayo. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And again, about Kyrie Irving. We really are witnessing one of the best point guards to play the game.
BA, one of the best scoring guards we have ever seen. His handle is elite. It gives you some sense of how much the position has evolved. Point guards almost must score as much as they facilitate.
Here's
Luka
Doncic.
Doncic.
That one's good from the corner.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that probably is a miss, but somehow he finds a way.
Hero outside. Shot clock at 5. Now here's Butler.
Shot clock violation.
And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds.
Now in the game, Kevin Love.
And Dallas with possession. This, their first chance to take a look at the Heat this season.
In 2 games last season, they had a hard time against this team, both at home and on the road.
You know, they may have lost some confidence coming off those losses last year. They know their roster is similarly talented. You wonder if that provides extra motivation in this matchup this season.
You know, one thing Kyrie Irving has talked about is reclaiming his power, Greg.
Well, he has stopped listening to the outside voices telling him what to do, finding his own purpose and his identity. And at times, that's meant being something of a renegade.
Second team foul.
And yeah, he still was moving at the point of contact.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And stolen by Hardaway. Wood with it. Now Oladipo defending. Irving for 3. Rebound by the Heat. Defeated by Utah in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And they got to the line at a good clip. Couldn't cash in, and it ruined their chances.
One of the things that you know when you miss free throws is you're giving the team opposite you all the momentum. You're failing to capitalize on their mistakes.
From role player to all-star, Adebayo has made the leap. Why? Effort plays like that.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter, he has been completely bothered.
Now here's Oladipo. We saw him with 11 points in his last game. Tries a 10-footer. That one doesn't drop. And it's Dallas the other way.
What a masterful job on the defensive end. Did everything possible to alter that shot.
Pass to Butler. Oladipo with the ball. Irving picks him up. Butler with the ball. Here's Adebayo. And that misses. That would have put him up. Here's Vincent. Oladipo outside. Baseline try. Hauled in by McGee.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tim Hardaway. That's his first foul.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Substitution on the court.
Outside Love. Back to Oladipo. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Justin Holiday. First
Well,
personal
Victor
foul.
Oladipo staying in control there. Use the pump fake to get that defender committed,
Now at the
and boom,
line.
you get yourself an opportunity.
It's all tied in Miami. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment.
8. The Mavericks. 8. Okay, fans. Time to get on your feet and make
And
some
some good
noise.
action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. All right, guys, what do you think about the Heat here?
It was pretty obvious. I mean, cashing in on extra opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second chance opportunities.
And Grant, no team better than Miami at developing undrafted prospects.
I mean, for key roles, too. You look at last year's playoffs. Strus, Martin, Vincent, Robinson. It's allowed Miami to stay on top in a salary cap-driven league. Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
For a center, Adebayo is an excellent passer. He's always so aware of his surroundings.
Here's Holiday. Powell's shot is off. The Heat with the lead. Pass to Adebayo. Hello from 2K Sports. We're honoring diversity and culture tonight with the NBA celebration of Noche Latina. Hi, everyone. Alongside Grant Hill and Steve Smith, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll hear from Allie LaForce in just a moment.
No matter what they try, they can't seem to get over the hump. That's when frustrations mount. You can see it on their faces. Sometimes they even look defeated before they take the floor. You know, there was a time years ago when the Mavericks were one of the NBA's shakiest teams. Now they're one of its proudest franchises.
Back to Doncic. Pass to Green. And off target. He starts the game 0 for 1. Takes a 13-footer. Here's Martin. Goes back up. The Mavericks pull it in. Last game matched up with the Grizzlies. A tough loss there.
And it seemed that not a lot went right for them. Plenty of standing around on the offensive end, and their D couldn't make up for it.
This was a brutal loss. You can point fingers in a number of directions, but the bottom line is they just didn't have it tonight.
Back to Hero. Off the mark there with a 3. And you can attribute the Mavs' rise to stable ownership and some very savvy front office moves.
Yeah, so true, B.A. They've made some great decisions in the draft, for sure. They've been able to find cornerstone players and build solid rosters around them.
Here's Martin. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Irving. In transition, here they come. And Doncic hammers it home.
The anticipation of Kyrie steals it away, kicks off the fast break.
Butler with the ball. His last outing, he had 24 points.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
Now here's Doncic. And Doncic with the jam.
That's what happens when you let Doncic get this close, using his vertical to perfection.
And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Over the course of his career, Jimmy Butler's made strides in a lot of areas. He's really matured as a playmaker in the past several seasons.
Well, Smitty, we've seen an uptick in Butler's assists since he moved on from the 76ers.
Yeah, we're not going to start calling him Jimmy Dimes. We know passing has played a big part of his game. He trusts his teammate. He doesn't feel the need to always take over. But Jimmy is definitely a scorer.
And Doncic with the jam.
The one guy you can't forget about is Doncic. I mean, he's running the floor. You've got to stay with him.
Mavericks foul. Josh Green. First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Hero outside. To the inside. 5 to shoot. Hardaway with it. Guarded by Adebayo. And here's Doncic outside. Adebayo grabs the board. Miami trailing. Fast break. Here come the Heat. Oh, no good. Left side, Irving. Powell outside. Pass to Wood. Right side, Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. Ooh, excellent D there from Lowry. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Hero right side. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2. The Mavericks on offense. 3-point lead. Pass to Powell. And Dallas calls time here.
Charge to Dallas.
After receiving heavy criticism in his second year, Tyler Hero came into the 2021-22 season on a different level, averaging over 20 points per game.
And here you make the noise once again for your defense crew.
Here's Hardaway. Boy, he's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. For three, Hardy. Love grabs the miss. Pass to Adebayo. Outside Robinson. Now Oladipo. 4 on the clock. Outside Hardaway. Here's Hardy.
If this man quits, bro. Bro, what is this man doing? What?
Keep your
We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. For the Miami Heat, they come into tonight's game after the loss to Utah in Salt Lake City. And that's one they'd like to have back. A little more focus.
What the hell?
Could have been enough. Just a 4-point loss.
Yeah, nowhere near at their best throughout the course of that game. A scrappy performance, but in the end, just not enough.
You know, their energy kicked in down the stretch, but too many mistakes overall. Just was not their night.
His shot is good, making it a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. You know, Greg, when you look at these rosters, both teams have lots of quality players and very deep benches.
And with the pace we see in games, it really helps us have more legs to run. Each of these coaches have a lot of options, so it'll be interesting to see how they play the matchups. Well, he'll run through a wall to win, but sometimes Jimmy Butler can drive his coach up a wall. Despite that tendency, though, to embrace conflict, this guy is working. And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
They double him with Green. Butler from outside. Again, the miss by the Heat. And Greg, last season, Butler and Spoelstra got into it on the sideline. We all saw it. It was an interesting moment.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of phrasing it. That manic intensity, perhaps necessary at times for a player who competes as hard as Jimmy. And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Count that one.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Here's Lowry. Shoots over Doncic.
Luka Doncic more than capable on the defensive end because he has size and smarts, and he sends that one back.
Dallas has come out of the gates quickly. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season.
And last year, whether it was on the home or on the road, they failed to take a game from either of the two meetings.
You know, they may have lost some confidence coming off those losses last year. They know their roster is similarly talented. You wonder if that provides extra motivation in this matchup this season.
And, of course, one of the league's longest tenured coaches, GA, is Eric Spoelstra. And he's having a Hall of Fame level career.
And you look at the ground he broke when he was first hired. Not only young, Spo was the first Asian-American head coach in any of the 4 major North American sports.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
His way up from the video coordinator.
Hero with it. He's picked up by Irving. They need this one. Some solid defense there from Irving.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Back to Wood. Pass to Doncic. Outside, Green. Dallas again missing.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Here's Butler. Goes back up.
Jimmy Butler.
And it's good on the way up.
Never one to shy away from contact, willing to mix it up on the glass. Go to work, Jimmy Butler.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
Doncic comes with the double team. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Pass to Kleba. The 10-footer. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. The Heat trail by 12. It's Oladipo on the wing. 11-point game his last outing.
First personal foul.
And Jaden Hardy is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Back to Love. Robinson up top. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Butler.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
And the baseline jumper, no good. Pass to Doncic. Sinks the three-pointer. Doncic has got 10 points in the game.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want.
That's the end of the first
Defensively,
quarter with the
they
score.
are connected in a long string.
Dump.
The Heat. 3. Get out of your seat and on your feet.
We welcome you back to Noche Latino. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Mavericks.
Straight away, they've opened things up offensively with skillful passing, running smart plays, and just setting guys up for success.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
Here's Oladipo. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Substitution on the court.
Mavericks leading by 15. Here's Irving. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo.
And Kyrie Irving, a Picasso with the ball in his hands. And like a lot of genius-level creators, he marches to the beat of his own drum.
Lowry drawing the double team. Bounce pass from Love. Pass to Strus. 14 feet away. That one a little long. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Dallas Mavericks.
Justin Holiday.
And you know, Greg, Kyrie sometimes is just a tough guy to figure out.
And the danger is pulling too much in your own direction. Even he confessed regrets about in Cleveland withdrawing from teammates and isolating himself. All part of growth.
Inside. There's Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Whether making plays for himself or his teammates as he did there, Kyrie Irving, a dynamic playmaker.
First
So
personal
it's
foul.
both teams making substitutions.
Team foul. Substitution on the court.
Outside Robinson. Now here is Lowry. 9-point game his last outing.
Bam
Adebayo with the bucket.
Second chance points kill you. It's a strength of Adebayo picking up the garbage and putting it in.
That one drops for him.
From Kyrie Irving.
The only way he was getting to the hoop was to use the double clutch.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, from the step back to his attacking style, some have compared Luka Doncic to the Beard, James Harden. There are some similarities, Harden. Being able to dictate and control the game like he does, he never lets anyone speed him up, and he gets what he wants. Back to you, Kevin.
He always has. They're both pretty fun to watch. David, thank you.
Boy, what a season 2022 was for the Dallas Mavericks, making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, the huge upset over the Suns turned that season into what was a dream run early in Luka Doncic's career.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Lowry. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul.
And with the Mavs a trip doors to the conference finals, puts them ahead of schedule, many people think.
Yes, Kevin, but I don't think you can let that momentum you built last year fade in any way. You've got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. We know how fragile success in the NBA is. You've got a top 5 player on your roster. You have to make sure you're taking advantage of opportunities. What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Butler. And he banks in the layup.
Jimmy Butler.
Butler's got his second basket of the night.
Well, this guy's such a terrific scorer in the painted area. Jimmy Butler, crafty, smart, and has excellent touch.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Vincent. Pass to Adebayo. The kick outside to Butler. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
These are the kinds of plays that can be game changers, that can make you hang your head.
Here's Vincent. And it's blocked. To the middle. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Wasted no time on that one.
By Caleb Hart.
Dead-eye shooter. Hero is always ready to snipe it off the feed.
And here's Hardy. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Wood. Over Adebayo. Miami grabs the miss.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Kicks it out to Hero. Goes up again. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. He gets it up. And it's in. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. Back right after this.
For your junior defense crew.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. To the paint. Here's Adebayo. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Wood. Dallas leading by 20.
And you watch the way Doncic runs this offense. He's become a master at the pick and roll. Incredible to see someone run it to perfection.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
One of those nights where the wheels come off, nerves seem to be playing a factor.
Pass to Wood. Over Adebayo. Here's Bullock. Trying to free himself up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First team foul.
And with Doncic in the pick and roll game, he's so good at such a young age.
It's amazing how well he reads the defense, but he can also freeze the defender or create confusion with that hesitation. He has all the tricks to run it.
Butler goes in. It's hauled in by Wood. Here's Doncic. The kick out to Irving. Fires for 3. Dallas, no good that time either. And it's Adebayo with the ball for Miami. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis.
And how about Harrell's body control, capable of still scoring even when the defense ups the ante in terms of physicality.
And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game. And Miami making a change here. A nice shot by Irving. Irving's got 10.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Kyle Lowry.
And he gets it to go. And sometimes in the closing moments, NBA games can slow to a crawl. Of course, you and I know that firsthand. Intentional fouls, replay reviews. What should the league revise in terms of that?
The most important thing they did is take some of the replay reviews and allow Secaucus to deal with it. That speeds up action. The fact of the matter is fouls and free throws at the end of the game are part of the strategy. And yes, we need to be quick with replay reviews, but we have to understand this is strategic and important stuff that happens.
And Doncic gets it to go.
Well, we're talking about one of the league's best scorers, and the confidence Luka Doncic has in himself to take over is readily on display.
Timeout called the Heat.
And what blows me away about Doncic, the consistency across the board.
GA, for 3 straight years, he was selected to the first team All-NBA, and that's all before he turned 21 years of age. Do you have any idea how hard that is to do? What he has done is incredible.
Second team foul.
They are enjoying a commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Butler's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Powell. Here's the 3. And that's collected by Love.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. We've heard about player tracking on the court, but now shot tracking is helping players refine their strokes. It measures not just makes or misses, but the arc and the depth, and the left to right direction of shots. These systems provide instant feedback to shooters and help them find the bottom of the net. Kevin, back to you.
Sign me up. That is a fascinating score. David, thank you. Here's Irving. McGee trying to break free. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Jimmy Butler.
What we know, guys, unequivocally, is when Kyrie Irving feels good about the team he's playing on and the situation he's in, he's one of the league's toughest players to deal with.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Here's Butler. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So the Mavericks will take it the other way.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Here's Irving. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here's Holiday. Miami grabs the miss. Oladipo with the ball. Hardaway picks him up. Oladipo taking his time here. It's deflected. Outside Holiday. Here's Hardaway. The shot, no good. In transition, here comes Miami. Butler with the ball.
Boy, out in transition, Butler gets his eyes on the rim, and there's no denying him.
And so it's Dallas, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They have made it
47. The Heat, 23.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And so here is Dallas. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Here's Lowry. Banked in off the glass. Lowry's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat.
When Kyle Lowry touches that painted area, he is aggressive to score it, and he is so able to finish on the interior.
At the line for Dallas.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
They've been running away from the defense all game. I mean, loads of points here off the fast break, and the opposition just hasn't been able to adjust to that aggressive play style.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
Here's Hardy.
Hardy.
And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Hardy's got his first basket.
This guy has been elite as a passer since he entered the league. He takes pride in making the guys around him better.
Outside, Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Wood with the block.
Man, an aggressive block there by Wood. He's not going to shy away from competing defensively.
Here's Hardy. Good. Hardy's got 4 points in the quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And that one drops for him.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their fifth consecutive make in the paint. And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Doncic with it. Picked up by Hero. Back to Doncic. Over to the wing. Here's Wood. 6 on the shot clock. And Doncic gets it to go.
At 6'7", 230 pounds, Luka Doncic is a load in the painted area.
Here's Hero.
Tyler Hero.
And a strong finish with two hands.
Goes to
I'll tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Authoritative finish by Luka Doncic above the rim.
Here's Miami now. And Jaden Hardy is going to pick up the foul.
First team foul.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
Driving inside. Here's Vincent. Ntilikina with the rebound. It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
2 minutes
I mean, the
remaining in the game.
communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Bertans. And that one's good. Hardy.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Substitution on the court.
A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Bounce pass from Zeller. Here's Vincent. Second chance shot. Shot by Zeller, no good. And there's the call on Cody Zeller.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game. And one team is just completely outclassing the other. Great spirited,
performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Mavericks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
Haywood Highsmith.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so now, on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And once it becomes official, this one gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Luka Doncic.
Unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
And the question for the Mavs is simple. How do you best build around Luka Doncic? They'll try to answer that in the coming years.
And he's good on the second. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Highsmith's shot is good.
Highsmith.
34 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And on the way from Irving for three. Leaps for it. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Here's Miami now. Oladipo outside. Oladipo draws the double. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Second personal foul.
Well, Victor Oladipo staying in control there. Use the pump fake to get that defender committed.
Shooting
and
for
boom,
Miami.
you get yourself an opportunity.
Victor Oladipo taking 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second.
There are a few things that you love about Victor Oladipo. Number one, the energy and effort he plays with every night. His willingness to carry a load on the offensive end. But more than that, guys, it's the tone and tenor of unselfishness that he sets for this entire group.
And unless you have some aerial skills, you cannot pull that off.
On its way from Oladipo for 2. Offline. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. They poured it out tonight. Dynamic showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt. I'm Brian Anderson. With us tonight, 2 great basketball minds, Grant Hill and Steve Smith. Also, our reporter, Allie LaForce.
And this team is playing so well right now. You can tell they love being on the floor together. It's great chemistry, and of course, it's translating into wins.
Credit has to go to this coaching staff. The style of play fits this roster, and every guy seems to be accepting his role. Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Inbound violation.
That'll be a 5-second call. Well, Grant, it's an interesting battle for playoff seeding. The intensity is ramped up, that's for sure.
Yeah, B.A., you can feel that intensity ramping up. And, of course, there's lots of twists and turns this time of year. One night you can be up, and the next night you're down. It's emotionally taxing as well as physically.
What focus on the range shot by Chris, not letting anything throw him off.
That's an inbound.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time. Here's Booker. That's good. And so Durant with the assist.
When it comes to surveying the floor, Durant's height is a major asset.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, and they got called for a 5-second violation.
He's turned it over twice pretty quickly. Time to refocus.
And here are the Suns now.
Assist from
7-point differential.
The 7-footer Durant is a threat to dunk it. Can't let him get inside.
And the move that really shook up the NBA world. I mean, Kevin Durant asking and receiving a trade out of Brooklyn. Now, with this team, he makes them a title favorite overnight.
Now here's Paul. We saw him with 11 points in his last game. Shot clock at 5. Durant with it. Hero picks him up. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. Just over a minute and a half in. Pass to Adebayo. Now Hero. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Oh, denied by Durant.
Beautiful defense from KD, a capable shot blocker, both on ball and in help situations.
And here's Paul. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game.
Just their first miss of the night. They've been aggressive, and they've been proficient.
Durant's shot is off. It's Martin on the wing. Pass to Butler. Shot to end the cold streak. Ooh, Paul with the block.
Aggressive D from Chris Paul, outworking the shooter and getting a block.
The 3 is up. Adebayo grabs the board. Miami trailing. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
And right there, I like how Adebayo takes his time, scans the floor, makes the unselfish play.
Kevin Durant.
And the Phoenix Suns have been a completely different team since acquiring Chris Paul.
For the Heat.
He's the leader of this team, and he helps set the tone on both ends.
We've got t-shirts.
Time called here. Miami decides to talk it over. Boy, the city of Phoenix really embracing Chris Paul as soon as he arrived.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the latter stages of his career now. But you would never know it based on how hard he plays every single night. He just makes everyone on this team so much better.
Now here's Oladipo. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Back to Durant. Buries it down low.
Kevin Durant.
Durant's got 8.
I just love the ball movement.
Oladipo left side. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Poke loose. And he's all alone. Here's Booker. And Booker with the jam.
The quickness of Chris Paul isn't limited to just his offense. He is an amazing defender who can really rack up the steals.
Now here's Oladipo. Right now contributing around 10.5 points a game.
Out of bounds.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Love.
24-second violation.
And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The shot from 20 feet out. Nice shot by Durant. 10 points for him.
And you know Coach loves seeing his offense operate at this level. Great passing out there.
Pass to Robinson. Can they get it? And Durant with the block. And here's Paul. Here's Craig. Yes. And it's Paul with the assist that time.
Assisted.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
First personal foul.
Well, Oladipo's game features a lot of speed. If you don't keep up with him, he'll make you
Now
pay.
at the line, Victor Oladipo.
No good on that one. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And so it's the Phoenix Suns looking in total control with this 17-point advantage as the buzzer sounds. They're getting quality looks.
19.
Fans, please give a big round of applause.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, the Suns pretty much in control here.
I'll tell you what, judging from that first period, you have to love what they're doing offensively.
Crushing it, absolutely crushing it. Shooting lights out, building a big lead here early on.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, guys, Jimmy Butler's focus is all on team success. In fact, his agent said whenever he calls Jimmy to congratulate him on personal accolades, like All-NBA team, for example, Jimmy hangs up in his face before he can finish the sentence. Brian, for Butler, there's only one prize that really matters.
Suns foul.
He's a rare breed, Allie, for sure. Thanks for that.
First personal
And the
foul.
whistle blows. It's going to be on Torrey
team
Craig.
foul.
That's his first foul. Knocks it loose. Paul with a steal.
And they just keep making mistakes. I mean, that's back-to-back turnovers, which easily could have been prevented.
And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul.
Last season, we saw some shocking single-game performances, Smitty. Several stars had 45-plus point nights, or even well above that.
We are, BA, and I think because a lot of the three-point shooting adds to a lot of buckets. It's a shooter's league right now. Prolific scores are rising to the top.
Outside Butler. Out to Lowry. Clock is at 3. Out of bounds. It'll be Phoenix's ball.
Phoenix ball.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Unfortunate, wasted possession.
To the middle. Here's Durant.
Kevin Durant.
And it's slammed in by Durant.
Offensively, once KD gets going, it's over. It's beautiful to watch.
Suns foul.
And the foul on Chris Paul.
First personal
That's his
foul.
first foul.
Second team
A
foul.
minute and a half gone in the second quarter.
Now in the game,
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Torrey Craig. That's foul number 2 for him.
Torrey Craig.
That's a foul he wanted to avoid, and he definitely doesn't want to pick up his third before the half.
And the foul on Chris Paul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Team foul number 4.
And Miami has possession. Hero with it. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
We see it almost nightly. Hero is underrated in terms of his ability to score inside. After receiving heavy criticism in his second year, Tyler Hero came into the 2021-22 season on a different level, averaging over 20 points per game.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Second personal foul. Penalty.
That free throw good from Lowry. You know, with Hero, Smitty, his play earned him the 6th Man of the Year.
And he ran away with that award, B.A. And it wasn't only because of his prolific scoring. Hero also displayed his playmaking ability, and he improved on the defensive end as well.
And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Out to the right wing. 4 on the clock. Lets the 3 fly. The shot no good. And Phoenix the other way now. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
It's always hard to get a win on the road, especially when you show zero energy on the defensive end.
It looked like there were communication breakdowns all night. Deadly, especially when you're on the road.
Gabe Vincent.
Outside Durant. From 12 feet. And play stops as it looks like an over-the-back call here.
At least the over-the-back call comes from playing hard, but you'd like to see him get better position.
It's how a lot of people play now. Rebounding techniques have changed over the years. Purists would say, not for the better. Bam Adebayo gives his team so much flexibility, playing multiple positions and doing whatever the team asks.
Craig, no good. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Here's Vincent. His last outing, he had 18 points. Robinson gets the bucket. And Smitty, how about Bam Adebayo? He really diversifies this team offensively.
He does, B.A. He's a consistent scorer, and he's fierce on the defensive end, guarding smaller guys.
Down low. Craig comes with a double. Craig with a steal. In transition, here come the Suns. .50 seconds left in the second quarter. 6 to shoot. Durant inside. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Substitutions for your Heat. Jimmy Butler.
Difficult situation for Miami.
Victor Oladipo.
Butler with the ball. Now guarded by Booker. .23 seconds left in the first half of this game. Clock at 6. And here's Butler outside. Again, the Heat misses. Outside Booker. Pass to Craig. Outside Durant. Kevin Durant has been leading the charge with the Phoenix Suns. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back.
27. Coming out on the court.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard. The second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And Miami has possession. They trail by 18. Smitty, it can be pretty impressive to watch this Miami squad go to work on the offensive end.
Yes, B.A., the reason why they have a bunch of talented shooters, that's for certain. But they also pay attention to the little things, like grabbing offensive boards and moving the ball around.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Check this out. That's only their second turnover tonight. They've kept great control of the rock.
And the Heat with possession. It's an 18-point game. Their next game is at FedEx Forum in Memphis for a matchup with the Grizzlies. Here's Lowry. It's hauled in by the Suns. Outside Durant. And so he draws the foul. Headed to the line to shoot a pair. It goes on Bam Adebayo.
Defensively, you practice for KD, but there's no way to simulate exactly what he's going to do because he's so versatile.
And here are the Heat now. It's good. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. For three.
Kevin Durant.
And Durant hits from deep. Durant's got 5 points in the quarter.
Unlimited range. The long arms of KD can get it off from anywhere.
Here's Butler. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Well, at least the D was going for it, but he got to the ball just a moment late.
Kevin.
Here's Paul. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, Miami is very efficient. Coach Spoelstra said, quote, "You want to maximize your offense in all the different ways in your menu without feeling like you're taking turns." I don't think anyone would say that about our team. They're an unselfish group that likes sharing the ball, and they enjoy each other's success. Brian?
Allie, thank you. Pass to Durant. And it's slammed in by Durant.
I don't think we've ever seen a player of Durant's size who can handle the rock that well.
Double team on Butler. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here.
Salto.
And so here's Phoenix. And stolen by Paul. Now here's Durant. 25 points in the game. Driving inside.
Kevin Durant.
And the layup falls. Durant's got 27.
Very consistent tonight at the offensive end. Right there, he helps fuel the fire.
Butler double team. Hero on the wing. Counted from distance. Hero's got his third basket of the night.
A knockdown three-point shooter. Tyler Hero knows he has the green light to fire.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Lowry, good.
Not just selling for something along the perimeter. Excellent job.
Outside Durant. That's tipped. Fast break Miami. Here's Hero. Finished off the break. Hero's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They're having a good half offensively, shooting over 50% from the field now, trying to close the gap.
And again, it's the Suns missing.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot. What's really helped Miami over the last few years, they've had some of the most accurate liquid three-point shooters in the league.
Substitutions for
Phoenix
your
dominating the game.
Duncan Robinson.
Inside.
Max Struz. Victor Oladipo.
Right side Durant. The three is up. Love grabs the miss. And the Heat's ability to stretch the floor, it's critical to their stars' success, Smitty.
It is. Guys like Butler and Bam Adebayo, they thrive when they have room to operate, B.A. It's an approach that continues to serve Miami well.
5 to shoot. Tries again. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Durant.
Now in the game.
36 seconds left in the third. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. Boy, this offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Just everyone sharing the ball and sharing the load makes it difficult to defend.
And this is CP3's game. He's all about trying to get his teammates involved.
Oladipo outside. Pass to Adebayo. Oladipo with the ball. And it's Paul picking him up. Paul with a steal.
Set up, set up.
And so it's Phoenix
That's the end of the third
up
quarter.
19
Score.
points as the quarter comes to a
Your
close.
Miami Heat.
And they've racked up a ton of turnovers.
The Suns. 39.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And it's Phoenix's ball. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. Outside Durant. Fires for 3. Hits the trifecta. Durant's got 12 points in just the second half.
Accurate from deep. Durant's a gifted shooter. One of the best we've ever seen.
And here's Butler outside. The Suns clear it. The 3, Durant. The putback.
Torrey Craig.
It's good on the putback.
Big time effort on the glass.
And when you have a touch that soft, those tip-ins are easier to make. Butler's shot is good.
Smart playmaking by Kyle, moving the ball to a guy with a good look.
From behind the arc.
Again.
Pass to Durant. Over Butler. Durant's shot is off.
Hold up.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Up top, Lowry. And the foul on Chris Paul. That's his third foul so far.
Third personal foul.
Hey, we've heard a lot of coaches say, including Warriors coach Steve Kerr, about load management. If you want to see the Stars play more often, cut the schedule back. Maybe 72 games. Grant, your thoughts?
You know, B.A., this is a problem and a concern, I think, for the league. You go back 20, 30 years ago, Stars played every night when available. Now you're not seeing that with the workload and the back-to-back and the concern with players and their safety and the amounts of money they make over their contracts. 72 games is a possibility, but I prefer to keep it at 82. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist.
Here's Durant. No good off the back of the rim.
Rare for him to get a wide-open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
Phoenix
Lowry.
Terrence Ross.
Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
Kyle Lowry didn't make his first All-Star game until year 9. That is very rare.
Breaking into an All-Star team like Lowry did, man, it's so tough, Smitty.
There are only 12 spots, BA, and Kyle grabbed one of them. Reason why he's played at an unbelievable level, and his teams, they are winning.
And it's Miami's ball. Here's Hero. And a nice finish on the layup.
A focused individual. Hero's not going to let a little contact affect his shot.
Outside Durant. Six on the shot clock. Lets it go. And again, it's the Suns missing. Lowry, right side. Oh, denied by Durant. And they'll get another chance. Now Lowry goes back up. It's not going to go for him. Oh, great D that time from Craig. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Outside Durant. Looking to win the drought. That shot off. And Miami will go the other way with it.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Suns.
Simply taking better care of the ball may have made all the difference.
Yeah, and then on the defensive end, they kept the pressure on and forced a number of miscues.
And give them credit for what'll be their 38th win of the year.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously, and the next 2 matchups between these two should be fun.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Kevin Durant.
When it comes to protecting the rim, there are numerous ways to do that. The most excited of those, just send shots back. And that's what he did tonight in volume.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those.
Held ball violation.
And we're going to have a jump ball.
That's a jump ball. Southpaw.
So it's Phoenix now. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth. There's the three. Five on the clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And here's Strus. "17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one."
Phoenix foul.
And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
The officials were right on top of that one.
4.
And the first one at the line is good.
Now,
Good on both. 15 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside Durant. Three-pointer. And no good. So no problem for Phoenix as they get the win.
the end of the game.
This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a...
That's about it.